This episode is brought to you by edwardandwillis.com. That's Edward and Willis, WILLIS.com. Edwardandwillis.com is an online women's boutique. It has the latest fashions in all sizes from petite to plus. EdwardandWillis.com is an e-com store based in the U.S. and all products shipped from within the U.S. Typical delivery time is between 3 to 7 days. Along with the latest fashions, EdwardandWillis.com also has designer accessories like earrings, necklaces, bracelets, handbags, and name brand perfumes. Payments are secured and all major credit cards are accepted. And if you need a little extra time to pay, EdwardandWillis.com now offers Afterpay, Affirm, and Pay Later by PayPal. Visit EdwardandWillis.com today. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Driveway Talk. I'm your host, Michael Willis, and I thank you for listening. This week, there's a lot of things going on. Everything's going hot and heavy this week. Most notably, for starters, October 14th was the 10-year anniversary of the Sandy Hook mass shooting. Those kids, they've been on news channels like CNN, kind of talking about how it's been in the 10 years since. Good news for them and the families that have sued. Alex Jones is going to be forced to pay the $1.5 billion. A judge just declared that he can't be shielded from paying the $1.5 billion. Another thing that happened on the same day, patrons of Club Q, one of the many mass shootings recently, they were on Capitol Hill. They spoke to the congressman about their experiences, and they asked for help with gun control. Unfortunately, I fear that fell on deaf ears. As far as the gun control, typically the NRA is in everybody's pockets. And with the new House coming in and with the Republican majority, I have no doubt that it fell on deaf ears. But there is a solution. The NRA is a huge, powerful lobby and group. Good idea for the families, the survivors, friends of mass shootings. Come together, make your own lobby, well-funded lobby, and get in the pockets of these senators and congressmen and women and see if we can't get some laws changed to stop the mass shootings. Because to date, there's 611 mass shootings, and we still have a week or so to go in 2022. Again, 611. That's 1.7 per day. Mass shooting. And again, a mass shooting is defined as 4 more deaths in a shooting. Another issue that's been a hot point this week, and it's been going on for a little while. Mr. Elon Musk, he's had quite a week with Twitter and Tesla and banning journalists and letting some people back on. Due to his issues with Twitter, Tesla has plummeted. The value of Tesla in January was $400. Now it's $137.80. That is a 65% drop. And if you want to listen to it in dollars, That is 565 billion with a B that the company's lost due to his whims and actions. Again, and he's also just got people up in arms about how he's handling Twitter. Everybody's on the right says, oh, he's owning the libs. Everybody on the left thinks he's just flat out nuts and he's just playing games. I think he has no clue what he's doing. And I guess that when he fired basically half of the staff, and he's just in over his head. He just really is. And he does need to give up the reins, hopefully to somebody with a level head and no political leanings whatsoever. But highly doubt that. Another big issue this week will be Title 42 will be expiring today unless a judge continues the stay that's been placed on it to keep it in place. And if you're not familiar with Title 42, a Trump era rule that basically it was another way for the right to keep immigrants out of the country. It said if you were suspected of having COVID or if you had COVID, you cannot come in the country. On the surface, it's a good idea, but the reality of it is that's just one more rule to keep the fear mongering going among the right about immigrants. Immigrants are just like you and I. They just want a better life. I do agree that wish they would come across legally. However, they are looking for a better life, and many do pay taxes. Many, many, many. The great majority are not the criminals that the right portrays them. They just want a better life for their families. And that's something we all want, actually. And speaking of Trump, he's actually had one of his worst weeks so far. A week or so ago, Trump Organization was found guilty of fraud charges. And just yesterday, he was recommended for crimes by the January 6th committee, 4 crimes to be exact, of an official proceeding, conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to make a false statement, and inciting, assisting, or aiding in comfort and insurrection. Hopefully, the Department of Justice moves forward quickly. This has been going on way too long with him. We've all seen it. We all seen the videos of him basically inciting the crowd before they went and stormed the Capitol. We've all heard the tape of him begging Georgia to overturn 11,000 votes to him. We know about the tax evasion charges in New York. There are many, many, many lawsuits involving him and his companies, typically fraud. Also today, the House Committee voted to release his tax returns. That is something Trump has been fighting and lying about since 2015. 2014, oh yeah, I'd turn over my taxes. But by 2015, everything's in audit. Anytime someone asks him about his tax returns, oh, they're in audit. And for those of you who say anybody's picking on Trump, in this case, not at all. Every president and most people who run for the position have turned over their tax returns since Nixon. Since Nixon, presidents have turned over their tax returns. Biden has turned over 24 years of tax returns without question. He's the only one that's fought it. The question is why. So hopefully when they release those to the public, we'll know why he's been fighting it. I have a theory that not only did he want the public to see his tax returns, he didn't want his creditors to see his tax returns because they'll know on paper how much he's defrauded them. It's typically a Trump ploy is inflate the value to get loans, deflate the value to pay taxes. Also, along with the January 6th committee meetings, have a little bit of breaking news. Cassidy Hutchinson has spoke with the DOJ about a Trump attorney, Mr. Stefan Passantino, asking her to not be truthful when she faced the committee. He asked her to say she didn't recall anything. And if this is true, we can go ahead and add witness tampering to the charges for the Trump crew. Basically, the only positive thing that's gone good for Trump this week is that he sold out his NFT playing cards. They sold out pretty quickly and raised about $4.5 million for Trump. But not so fast, my friends. In true Trump fashion, the NFT cards actually used unauthorized and unlicensed copywritten images. If you look at one of the images, the astronaut one, for example, the body came directly from NASA's website. And Trump's team, they just basically put his head on top of the astronaut. Basic cut and paste, Photoshop. Another one you can see is a cowboy sheriff, for example. That image came from Amazon. Some of the cutting and pasting is so bad you can see his head doesn't even exactly fit in the collar. The tones don't match. Just, it's bad if you take any amount of time to look at these pictures. And you can even see in some of the pictures the Adobe watermark. They did such a terrible job, they couldn't even get the watermarks out of the pictures they stolen. This is so half-assed, but it's also so Trump. It's one of the Trumpiest things that ever did Trump. And it completely fits this gang that just can't shoot straight. But his loyalists will still follow by whatever grift he puts out there and not question. And they'll just eat it up. Anything he puts out there. Hopefully, not for long. Hopefully, he won't be able to put anything out for long if the DOJ moves forward. Hopefully, we'll be done with hearing about Trump. All Trumps. Once that happens. I just hope that if we get a Republican president and Trump's been convicted, they don't just pardon him. That is a real fear of mine. Well, that is my time tonight. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. This is Driveway Talk. I'm the host, Michael Willis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and follow. And have a great night.